Hey everyone, Willisum Card, you're watching Codex Dump on the Nock Warhammer channel. Here we break down the wildest parts of the Warhammer 40K universe, and channel and dig up some of its lesser-known, weirder, and occasionally forgotten history. And today's episode of Codex Dump, it's all about the Necrons. Let's go. Let's start with this. The Necrons are the most technologically advanced race in Warhammer 40K. Yes, even more advanced than the Tau. If you're new here, just imagine this. Space Egyptians, but undead, and robotic, cold metal skeletons that march across the stars, vaporizing everything in their path. They're ruled by immortal aristocrats, ancient technomaniacs who've been around so long, some of them lost their minds centuries ago. And their tech, it's so advanced, it might as well be magic. They've got teleportation, time manipulation, death rays. Some of them even store pocket universes in case they run out of closet space. With that kind of firepower, it's no surprise the Necrons see everyone else as trash. Humans, barely multicellular in their opinion. And when someone starts philosophizing about the fall of an ancient civilization, any Necron could calmly say, "Unlike you, primitive creature, I fought in that war." But he won't say anything. He's too busy peeling your skin off. Because really, would you talk to a bar stool? Next fact. The Necrons scammed themselves out of their own bodies. Roughly 60 million years ago, the Necrons were just sad little flesh bags, and they were called the Necrontyr. Their empire? Falling apart, piece by piece, like IKEA furniture during an earthquake. So their leader, the Silent King Zarek, pulled a classic move. He gave his people an external enemy, so they'd stop stabbing each other over galactic rent disputes. Target of choice? The Old Ones, the most advanced species in the galaxy at the time. And then the Grimdog happened. Planets on fire, genocide, refugees, billions upon billions dead. Yawn. But the Old Ones weren't pushovers. They absolutely clapped the Necrontyr so hard the lizards went crying to their gods. The Catan. Imagine something that slurps down stars for breakfast like you slurp up egg yolk. That's a Catan. And the sneakiest one, the Deceiver, offered the deal of the millennium. Immortal robot bodies, in exchange for helping the star gods win the war. So yeah, the Necrontyr signed the deal, and got played like absolute morons. The Catan consumed their flesh, their souls, their everything, and the Necrontyr became the Necrons. Cold, soulless, metal puppets. Oops. Next fact. The Necrons woke up and beat the crap out of their gods. Turns out Sarek wasn't too happy with his shiny new shell. He held a bit of a grudge. So once the Old Ones were finally extinct and the Catan were napping after their interstellar buffet, the Necrons pulled a full betrayal arc. They jumped the Catan like angry toasters, grabbed him by the metaphysical balls, and just started breaking stuff. Literally shattered the star gods into pieces, then locked those shards away for later. Because hey, a piece of a god is still a piece of a god. Slap that into a weapon and suddenly no one is having a good day. Oh, and the Old Ones? They did try fighting back. Created a bunch of bioweapons like the Orcs and the Eldari. Didn't work. The Eldari, bless their pointy ears, never forgot, and once their creators died off, they swore revenge on the Necrons. Problem? The robots were already dipping. Too tired, too damaged. They built giant underground tombs, set up security systems, and went to bed for 60 million years. Plan was simple. Nap to the galactic chaos, wake up, and clap cheeks. Spoiler, it didn't go quite as planned. Next fact. Necrons come in all kinds, from zombie bots to Victorian lunatics. Millions of years passed. Stuff changed. Some tombs were destroyed by disasters, raiders, or pissed-off space elves. Out of thousands of dynasties, only a few hundred made it. And many Necrons lost their damn minds. Basic warriors, they still follow orders. But the nobles, they each went insane in their own special way. Some want to purge all life in the most intimate way possible. Some forgot what century it is. Some are still running 60-million-year-old political schemes. And others, just out here trolling for fun. Necron society today, it's like a cocktail of a psych ward, a royal court, and a Ugandan parliament fistfight. To make things even better, Sark turned off the command protocols that gave him absolute control. So now every Pharaon and Lesser Noble can do whatever unhinged nonsense they want. Necron unity? Yeah, that's gone. Next fact. Some Necrons scare even other Necrons. You think a killer metal skeleton is bad? What about one that wears your buddy's freshly peeled skin like a designer jacket? Meet the Flayed Ones. While the Necrons are betraying their star god overlords, a Catan named Landigor the Flayer got actually killed. Sark gave the job to his favorite psychos, the Maynarch dynasty. But before he died, Landigor dropped a parting curse, a madness that slowly turns even noble warriors into ravenous murder freaks. The Maynarch were already scary, but once the Flayer curse kicked in, even other Necrons wanted them disassembled. Sark had to lock them up in the deepest, darkest space dungeon he could find. Now, in the 41st millennium, they're waking up and making Khorne berserkers look like drunk teenagers at a metal concert. Next fact. Some Necrons really miss having flesh. You'd think being a deathless robo-skeleton with a shiny metal butt and a gun that slices tanks would be enough. But nah, a lot of Necrons want their flesh back. They want to breathe, taste, feel stuff again. So when Sark tucked his people in for their long nap, he took a little field trip, ended up in the roughest part of the galaxy, ran into the Tyranids. It didn't go well. Now Sark is desperately trying to squash bugs with a fly swatter, because if the Tyranids eat everything, there'll be no organic matter left to rebuild bodies from. No meat, no dreams, no second chances. Next fact. You killed a Necron? Cute. Necrons are made from a magical space metal called living necrodermis. Shoot them with a laser gun or a stubber, damage just heals over. Congrats, caveman. You just saw living metal do its thing. And their tanks constantly being repaired from the inside by nanobot scarabs. Like brain bugs from hell, just slightly less rude. But wait, there's more. If a Necron takes serious damage, they teleport straight back to their tomb. No loot, no corpse. Even the Blood Ravens can't salvage that. Soon enough, the same robot comes back, freshly repaired, to put a plasma fist straight through your soft, fleshy face. And when they explode, looks a lot like teleportation. Guess what? You didn't win. Next fact. Your deadliest gun? A Necron toothpick. When the ancient murder machines wake up, even the mighty Adeptus Astartes just have to grit their teeth and take it. You think you know pain? Wait till you're up close with a Necron blade. You'll learn about power fisting. Their weapons slice through Imperial armor like hot butter, and even the humans know it. That's why, despite all the dogma, some Imperial forces hoard Necron artifacts, like magpies. Calidus assassins use phase blades made from Catan shards, which laugh at power fields. The Death Watch has some similar goodies, and the Adeptus Mechanicus, they practically nut themselves over any Necron tech, even if they have no idea what it does. Meanwhile, the Necron aristocracy watches from afar, snickering quietly. Well, the ones who remember how to laugh. To them, it's like watching a monkey wave around a toilet brush, thinking it's a god-tier relic. Next fact. Your ego? Pathetic next to Necron firepower. When Necrons get annoyed, they don't swat flies. They erase ecosystems. For every whimper from your puny army, they've got murder bugs, snipers hiding in pocket dimensions, and lords who literally rip reality a new one. Got yourself a super heavy tank squad? Adorable. Watch them vanish under the shadow of a monolith. A flying death pyramid that shoots green beams of death in all directions. Inside, a teleportation portal for endless reinforcements. Still not scared? How about a gun that fires a piece of a god? Tesseract vaults are prisons for Catan shards. When those things spaz out, everything around them dies. Horribly. Final fact. The Necrons have a Pokemon trainer. Kinda. Let's take a break from mass murder, shall we? Necrons are the oldest culture in the galaxy. And what's more cultured than a good museum? Meet Trazyn the Infinite, your friendly neighborhood collector of rare and stolen nonsense. This guy's got everything. Custodians, Ultramarines from the Horus Heresy, a clone of Fulgrim made by Fabius Bile. He's even got Lord Castellan Ursarkar E. Creed, still strategizing in a stasis field. Sometimes, Trazen gets bored, yeets a stasis pod onto the battlefield and yells, "Pikachu, I choose you." And boom, the exhibit wakes up and changes galactic history. Irony? The Necrons are finally waking up for real, and they're pissed. The galaxy will never be the same. An army of ancient metal deathbots is rising. Tremble. Or don't. Who the hell knows anymore? Thanks for watching.